members of the committee. For the record, my name is Sarah Slay Norden, and I appreciate the time you are giving me today to speak. There has never been a greater time than now to address the need for education reform in Missouri. In Columbia, a city built on education, our 3 middle school children, 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, have not seen the inside of their public school for over 300 days. The pandemic has exposed the cracks and flaws and opened a window to all the inadequacies of our current public school system and the catastrophic failure of those in decision-making roles. A superintendent and board making decisions based on their agenda and those of unions has enraged an entire community. You will now undoubtedly have an overwhelming amount of support to develop and improve the current system and advance public education to the next level. I support and believe that we should have the ability to choose from a variety of alternatives that best suit the educational needs of our children. Therefore, our tax dollars must follow the child and not automatically be given to our assigned public school district. An education tax dollar savings account during this time would have given us the ability to enroll our children in any of the other private or surrounding public schools that chose to put children first during the pandemic. Those schools were committed to developing a solution and putting in place a plan for in-seat instruction, unlike Columbia Public Schools. This process will only make every institution strive to be its best. Instead, our family and 9 other families with businesses and jobs hired a retired CPS teacher to step in and form a learning pod to oversee online education, give additional support, and provide enrichment for the watered-down curriculum in place to ensure everyone passes so CPS receives their funding. Instructional hours have been reduced from 5 days to 4 days a week, not to mention the loss of hours from March of last year. This has not come without financial sacrifice. The monthly teacher expense in our pod for our family is $2,000. To date, since September, we have spent approximately $12,000 for instruction for our children. Additional expenses include insurance coverage for the space, classroom setup and supplies, internet, utilities. Please keep in mind the property taxes for the building the learning pod is in is about $30,000 per year. 80% of those taxes go to Columbia Public Schools, as well as the 80% of our own personal property taxes. We understand that we are fortunate that we've had the ability to find and hire a teacher, had the use of a space in our building. So many families in our community have had to make difficult decisions to quit their jobs or have been forced to leave their children home alone to navigate online learning. My hope is that no one in our community will have to face making these difficult decisions again when the system is reformed and our children's education is put first.
3 minutes.
As a business person in Columbia, I've come to understand that what drives innovation is when people have choices. Government should support school choice reform and respect parents' decisions while ensuring our children get a quality education. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. Any questions or comments? I visited your learning pod, which I thought was pretty neat, but it was an option for kids whose parents could afford it. And during the conversation that we had about school and when might it start and that kind of thing, Columbia has decided for part of the school anyway to come back at least part-time, but they had also been providing meals to kids who are at home, many of whom are home alone, even young kids, because there's no option. And now they're not going to do that. So, the saddest story I heard was the child standing in the window waiting for the people who are bringing the lunch because they're home alone. And they're 6, 7 years old. So it's unforgivable, really. I mean, it's all the money that's been provided, we should be able to open the school. Thank you.
Thank you.